Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 26th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's gonna open in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a couple of things here to update. And we should be good to go. Here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, there we go. And as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on the daily chart. Going down to the 8-hour. Going down to the 4-hour. Going down to the 2-hour. Going down to the 1-hour. Down to the 30-minute. Right here. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. And looks like we are good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 26th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity down below is going to be over here at 39,701. And the closest level of liquidity above is going to be at 39,810. So there goes the levels of liquidity right there. Going over to our clean chart, I'm going to mark up 630. Mark up 8 o'clock. I'm going to go on the 4-hour real quick to identify structure. Go down to the 1-hour to identify structure here as well. All right. So we've got structure marked up here, right here. As you guys can see, price is pretty much consolidating between the 1-hour support and the 1-hour resistance. I'll put this right here, 1-hour resistance level. And down here, 1-hour support level. All right, so there goes our clean chart. Come back and take a look at this later. Looking over here at our breakout V3 chart, we currently have a double body right here. We have a pending buy signal. We also have a double body from the top as well. We got 4 minutes till market opens. We got a lot of time. Looking over here at the PRB, looks like a sell can be setting up. Price is currently in a downwards trend. You can see here from the pivots, price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. So we might be looking for a sell here for the PRB. No guarantee yet, but we'll see what happens when the market opens. And then here is our main chart here. So for this morning, there was a couple news events. There was news at 5:30, 5:55, and 6 o'clock. So let's put that in real quick. We had news at 5:30. Little candle right here. We had news at 5:55. And we have news over here, but we had news at 6 o'clock. So 5:30, 5:55, 6 o'clock, more news at 7:30, 7 o'clock. A couple more news events over here. 7 o'clock, 7:30. Medium to low impact, nothing too crazy. All right, so we got that marked up there. I will mark this up over here as well. 7 o'clock, 7:30. We already have a buy signal here, guys. There's not going to be a breakout V3 for a buy on open because we already have the buy signal and the following green candle to follow. So unfortunately, no breakout V3 here on open. We'll come back and take a look at this when market opens up. So we'll probably be looking for either a sell or a continuation back to the downside. But we'll see. All right, guys. So let's see. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 26th, 6:28 right now. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Maria. Morning, Jeff. Morning, Melvin. Morning, Nick. Matt's asking, do I need anything to the copier? Do I need to do anything to the copier since I needed to re-download it for the update? When you download it, you just have to choose it again you have to import it from the add-ons like you did when you first installed it, Matt. It's pretty simple. You just import it over, it'll copy over, like it'll overwrite the files, and then it'll just give you it'll be updated right then and there. So that's what you have to do. You just go over to your add-ons, import, and then do the same thing you did when you first installed it, and it'll be good to go. All right, guys. So looking over here at liquidity still hasn't gotten hit. Market is about to open in about 15 seconds. That breakout V3 right here, pre-market just got hit to its full TP. It looks like, unfortunately, that wasn't our entry. It should have been our entry, but it's okay. That was kind of what I was waiting for, but unfortunately came up early and it's already done. So that would have been a nice entry for us. But all right, guys, market is now open. So let me go ahead and mark up opening price right here. All right, so that goes opening price right there. Here is a chart. All right, so we'll see what happens here. There's no double body, double wicks. We're kind of just waiting for price here to choose a direction, and then we'll go from there. All right, so there's no double body, no double wick. The only thing here that can possibly be setting up soon would be the PRB. So price is now again back below. So with it being below like that, we will be looking for a possible rejection off the pivots here for the PRB and continuation. There's a pending sell signal right there. If this candle here closes green with the sell signal, we can have a possible breakout V3 setting up. Don't have it yet, but we will be looking. This candle still has like 20 seconds left on it, so it's got a lot of time. So there's still no rejection off here for the PRB. We do have a double body rejection down here. However, we don't have a sell signal. So, I mean, it wouldn't really matter because we can't take any buys here until we get that sell signal. So nothing going on there yet. Let's see. iPhone said red folder at 10 a.m. I see a medium one here, so you might be looking at the CB consumer confidence. If you're looking at a different news source, probably Forex Factory, it's probably red. So yeah, I mean, I consider everything above anything medium to high impact the same thing. So thanks, iPhone. We'll take a look at that too when it comes time. Anyways, there's still no entries for us here. PRB is not really setting up, at least not yet. So it looks like price is going back into a range, kind of similar to what was happening yesterday. As I said before in the past, Mondays are usually feeler days. It kind of points you towards what the market's going to do for the rest of the week. Unfortunately, the market was ranging yesterday and consolidating. It's kind of what's happening again here today, but it's okay. It's not really going to make a huge difference for us because we've traded during ranging and consolidating markets in the past, and it still works the same way. So it's just not as fun trading consolidating markets because you're going to get a lot of the sideways movement, no direction, no trend, and low volatility. The ATR right now is currently at 15, so it's it's not high, but it's decent. It's like normal right now. And we'll see what happens here. So still no PRB. The pivots here are starting to shift over. So if the pivots start to shift over, there's not going to be a PRB coming up anytime soon. There has to be a clear trend. All right, we have a pending sell signal right here. Hasn't closed yet. Price is in between the liquidity here. Hasn't touched either level yet. Here's our clean chart. As you guys can see, price is in between the 1 hour resistance and the 1 hour support. If anything, price might try to come down and retest the 1 hour support down there. Yeah, that news event was crazy, Nick. The Baltimore bridge got hit by that container ship, and a bunch of people died. It's crazy. All right, some news over here. It says that S&P 500 rises slightly. And then you can see here, price is actually doing the opposite. It's kind of expected. All right, this level over here is no longer available. All right, so right here, this could be setting up for a possible PRB as price is now below the pivots. Trend again is confirmed, so bearish trend here. We have a pending sell signal here. If the sell signal closes, we'll be looking for a possible swing to the upside, double body, double wick. But again, we would need this sell signal here to close first. If you guys are looking for a pivot scalp entry, that could be a possible pivot scalp, but it is in between a bunch of red flags right here, these sessions. So it's not one that I'd recommend taking. A lot of manipulation could happen down here at these sessions. All right, so the sell signal is closed. Again, if you guys wanted to take that pivot scalp, this is a possible pivot scalp entry if you guys were looking to take it. But again, it's at the red flag, so it's not one that I would personally take myself, but the setup is there. That would have been a pivot scalp entry. Sell signal, this is a pivot scalp and a momentum scalp entry. However, again, red flags right there. So not one that I'd personally take or one that I'd recommend taking. Again, right here, we're looking for a possible PRV. Price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. We have a downwards trend here. What we need here is we need price to push up, retrace, bounce off the pivots here, come back down, retrace, bounce off the pivots, and come back down. It's like a W shape, an upside down W or an M, depending on what you guys want to consider it. So that is what we're looking at here. There's a double body that's starting to set up here. So if the candle closes green, this could be a double body. And this could be setting up for the breakout V3. All right, so it looks like price maybe came down, rejected off the 1 hour support. Yeah, it did. So rejected directly off the 1 hour support right there. We'll look for a continuation back to the upside. So we currently have a double body rejection here. We're looking for a buy signal to come up. If that buy signal comes up, we're going to consider price to possibly push back to open. All right, that's going to be target price point. So we just need a buy signal here. Once we get a buy signal, we can start looking for that continuation to the upside. But until then, we're just going to wait, sit tight, and anticipate what's going to come next. So no buy signal yet, but it looks like it could be coming up on this candle or the next one, depending on how big this candle is. So no buy signal yet, maybe on the next one. But as you guys can see, price is pretty much in a range. I'll go over here to the clean chart. I'll mark up the higher range right here. It's pretty obvious. Same thing that's been happening for the past couple of days, since last week, basically. 1 minute resistance level right here. And there goes the range for today so far. So again, we need a buy signal here. Once we get the buy signal, we can possibly start looking for a BV3. Also, this right here, you can possibly start looking for a PRV. Yeah, exactly. Andrew said trap Tuesdays. Liquidity down here got hit as well, guys. So if anybody caught that lower level liquidity, looks like it already got hit for full TP down there. Yep, straight to full TP. All right, so no buy signal here. Let's see, Ryan says that his showed a buy signal. That's kind of weird. Are you on a different? No, you're on YM1. I don't know. That is kind of weird, huh? Yeah, I don't see a buy signal on mine, guys. I don't know if anybody else saw a buy signal, but Ryan saw a buy signal on his. Yeah, I don't think anybody else saw it. Okay, Ryan refreshed his. It looks like it might have just been in like a data issue, like a lag, some sort of lag. If that's the case, guys, just like click your save chart button right here and then hit refresh. Command R. It'll refresh your chart just so that you're on the right chart, like your chart's not all laggy. I know some people have been getting lag lately. Omar is asking, do I need to buy real-time data feed on TradingView even with Apex account? No. So what you need to do is you need to click on Trading Panel right here and then log into your Apex, which would be Tradeovate. If you sign up with Tradeovate, Omar, you can just log into your Tradeovate and then it'll give you the real-time data because it's already included. I mean, you can pay for it. I pay for it separately because I have multiple windows. So I have like, I have like 5 windows up here. So I can't have my Tradeovate logged in on all 5. So for me personally, I still pay for it. It's only $7, so I'm okay with it. I need the data anyways. But yeah, first you need to go on the TradeObate website, the web app, go to add-ons, enable TradingView, and then log into your TradeObate on TradingView. And then whatever chart you're using, you could the data will be streamed. I can't do it because I have like a bunch of accounts. So, and I need it for these live sessions. All right, so price is still kind of sitting around a little bit. We had a couple penny buy signals come up right here. This might be another penny buy signal if it pushes up higher. All right. So we're just going to sit tight for a bit. Let me check the PRB. So the PRB is setting up right here. You're now just looking for space, but there's, I mean, obviously no space here yet. Yeah, no problem, Omar. Welcome back to the group. So the PRB here is setting up, but I mean, you need space, so there's no space yet. I'll come back and take a look at it later. As you can see, price is just consolidating sideways. Same thing that happened yesterday. It's kind of annoying, but the good thing is that there's not really too much news today, except for CB consumer confidence here. CB consumer confidence is, let's check. It's forecasted to be positive. I mean, preferably, I'd hope that the trade came before news happened, because yesterday, you know what happened. But yeah, sometimes we just don't get that. Okay, so we're having a new low getting established right here, guys. Since there's a new low here, this low here is no longer going to be useful for us, so we can't use that low anymore. That low is no longer valid, and we have to look for the new low here to be established before we can start looking for a buy. So we need another double body, double wick. Once we have that, we can start looking for a buy. But at the moment, there's nothing there. PRB could be setting up soon. This looks like it might be the space candle. So price came down, rejection, came back up, rejected off the pivots, came back down. This is now the space candle. And one more from there. Just had something on the side that I had to look at. All right. So we don't have any entries here yet. Price is still going sideways. Guys, don't share the link for the Zoom. I, I see who's going into the Zoom, guys. Don't share the link with like someone here that shouldn't be here. Especially if it's someone that I don't fuck with. Don't share the Zoom link because I see who's coming into the room here, and the mods are giving me red flags. All right. So there's no entry here yet. The PRB is starting to set up. This could be the possible PRB right here. Yeah, you're fine, Maria. I know you're fine. There's just other people that aren't fine. Super fun for you. I just find it funny. It's just funny because it's like so obvious. Um, he's trying. So this is the PRB right here, guys. I'm not in the PRB, but this here is the setup. So this is a PRB setup, but we had price come down below, pushed up, rejected off the pivots. We had space on, I believe, this candle right here. Price came back up. Actually, sorry, I totally misread this. The PRB was from this one right here. So price pushed down, came up, rejected off the pivots, went sideways. This right here was the space, and the entry was actually this red candle right here. I totally missed it a couple candles ago. So this is actually a PRV entry. It's like an entry price. So if anybody still wants to enter it, it's still available. I'm not in the position myself. I'm just following it here for you guys. And this here is now playing through. So the PRV is currently active. I'll come back and take a look at that later. But there's nothing else here for us to take at the moment. But yeah, guys, like I was saying earlier, don't share the Zoom links, guys, because you're kind of doing a disservice to everybody else here if you're sharing this links with people who aren't supposed to be in here. If you guys don't have a premium access, then don't share the link to people who don't, because the links track like who uses them, and the mods in the background they're watching who's coming in and out. So if you guys are sharing the links, you're gonna get banned yourself. So if you want a permanent ban from the group, that's fine. I mean, it doesn't make a difference to me. But if you guys are sharing the links, the mods are gonna flag, and every time you get multiple flags, because they're checking. If you guys like everybody who's here, your Zoom link is linked to some specific email account, and if your email account doesn't link up to like where it's supposed to be, the moderators will flag your account, and then from there, at the end of the day, they show me the list of people who are flagged, and if you keep showing up on the flag list, then you're gonna get a permanent ban from the group. So just a heads up, guys. Because I know some of you guys want to bring some of your friends in and stuff like that. You guys they want to test it out and see how it is. But the whole reason of us limiting the group is to prevent randoms from being in the group. So, I mean, you guys can try to be slick about it, but if you want to be slick about it, you and your friend could get banned, and then you could just not trade with us anymore. So just a heads up, guys, because the room is moderated every day. It doesn't make a difference like if you're in here or not, because I'm still going to trade. I'm still going to make money trading. Everybody here is going to make money trading. But yeah, if you guys are trying to be slick, try harder. Because yeah, exactly. MJ said, gotta pay to play. Exactly. Yeah. And it's just annoying because when I get flags, it shows up on my screen. So like I'm right here trying to focus on trading, but when you guys are like having other people join the room, like big pop-ups show up on my screen right here. You guys can't see it, but it shows up on my screen and it just distracts me from my trading. So yeah, exactly. Patricia said we don't want others in the group that don't belong. Let's keep a good thing to ourselves. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you're fine, William. Um, the people who are supposed to be here, it like the moderator will know because you've been here for a while. It's not like it usually flags people who are new, who are like not who are not normally in this room. All right, guys. So back to the charts over here. The PRB is still going sideways. As I said earlier, price is consolidating, going back and forth. The BV3 here still hasn't set up. There's no double body, no double wicks. As price continues to go sideways here. And other than that, there's just nothing else going on the chart. I mean, this is exactly what was happening yesterday, so it's not really a big surprise. As I've mentioned, week after week, Mondays are the tester days, the tester feeler days. Tuesday is like a follow-up to see if the market's going to continue moving like that, and it's doing exactly that. So this is pretty much what was happening yesterday. The ATR is still pretty decent. It's not super low, but it is still moving like it did yesterday. You can see here from the clean chart, it's a little more obvious. Yeah, no, you're good, Rashida. I know you. Of course, I know Rashida. Everybody knows Rashida. Is Steven here? Steven might be back. So, if you guys remembered yesterday, we were talking about how like Steven passed his apex, but then it was technically blown because he was trading on the March contract, and the March contract expired this month. Just a heads up, make sure that you guys are trading on the proper contract, which is June. Steven actually passed again, so congrats to Steven here. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing some random trades on gold to pass, and he passed. So I don't know, Steven, if you're here, but congrats to you for he passed in like one day, which is I think is crazy. When people pass Apex in one day, you're definitely YOLOing or over leveraging. Um, but I mean, if it works for you, it works for you, right? I'm never gonna knock anybody's strategy. So yeah, Nick said stop the madness. Yeah, he traded gold again and he passed, so that's fine. Yeah, he might be here. He's just like sitting in the background, probably trading gold still, but on here for some reason. But yeah, just take it easy, guys. If you guys are trading Apex, there's no need to rush. Take your time to pass. Because if you pass fast, that just means you're gonna fail fast too. So just get a routine down, get some sort of routine down, some type of trading strategy, if it's mine or not, and just stay consistent to it. Oscar said it's so if you're using a 150K account, then yeah, Bilal, that would be or Omar, that would be your contract size. So uh the way that I calculate my risk is that so I can have four back-to-back losses in order to blow my account. We've never really had four back-to-back losses. We don't really have more than two usually either. So I just calculated it, based on the probabilities. So if you're trading a 150K account, then yeah, 1250 risk per trade is fine for a one-to-one. Um, when your risk goes up, then you can increase contract size. Like for two of my accounts, my contract sizes are higher. Like right now, I'm in like positive drawdown on my main account, so I can use the 15 contract, and then on my second funded account, I'm using 12 because it's a bit higher. Man, this is a weird market. So if you guys can see how the candles are moving, this is like pretty weird how it's just, I mean, it's squeezing like it did yesterday, but this is like an even tighter squeeze. It's a little triangle right there. It's kind of weird to see a triangle like this during like this time because this is usually where the volatility is supposed to be the highest. So it seems like the market's kind of just consolidating a bit until news happens here at 7 o'clock. But yeah, it's kind of weird how the market is squeezing like that. Yeah, the PRB is still running right here, JJ. It's running in profit right now on its way to TP. Yeah, Nicholas said the news breakout is going to be insane. Yeah, it's kind of just going sideways. And then here again as it pulls back up. Nick said it's going to be a slow week, spring break and Good Friday. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, like we talked about earlier this week. Um, this is kind of why I hate trading. Why I hate when it's like a holiday week. A lot of people like when it's a holiday week because they get a day off. But for us as traders, holiday weeks kind of suck because it takes one day away from trading. And then also it causes a lot of low volatility because people go on vacation and stuff. So we're different. We're way different compared to the general public out there. Like a lot of people always get excited when they get a Monday off. I actually hate when we have Mondays off because I'm like, man, we have to wait another day to trade, or that week's usually gonna suck. So I don't really care for holidays anymore. I don't even care for weekends sometimes. Like if we could trade every single day, that'd be great. I guess we have to settle with 5 days a week. All right, so you have a double wick rejection right here, guys. This could be setting up for the breakout V3. So we're looking for that buy signal. Omar, so when you're looking at the indicators, are you searching for it? So how are you looking for it? Are you pulling up indicators and are you searching for it through the search box? Are you like typing K2? Is that what you do? Okay, so that's not where you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to invite only right here, and you'll see it right here on the list. You can't search it because they're not public indicators. So when you add them to your chart, go to indicators, go to invite only, and then you click on them right there. And if they show like a red lock next to them, just log out of your trading view and log back in. Sometimes like it hasn't updated on your end. Like if you're already logged into trading view, um, then it'll probably give you like an error. You just have to log in, log out, and then it'll refresh. All right, we have a pending buy signal right here. It's really close to news, unfortunately, but it is coming close to news right here. If it does come up, I'm going to have to take it. As I said, I don't skip any trades. So currently have the pending buy signal right here. See if it closes. It has 22 seconds left on it, so it still has a lot of time. We got 10 seconds left. No buy signal there. Yeah, Tom said here at home we call it Taco Tuesday. Yeah, same here. Same here, Tom. Actually, yeah, today's Taco Tuesday. We need a winner today. Some Taco Tuesday. All right, so we got the pending buy signal right here again. It's an invalid signal, but it still works. I mean, there's no surprise here. It's basically doing what we expected. Price is just consolidating sideways, just like we expected. And I mean, yeah, there's nothing here going on. You can see here, it's pretty obvious the consolidation. There goes the consolidation range right here, which isn't good. I mean, we typically don't like when price consolidates, especially for the breakout. And the breakout typically is used for directional markets. PRB is still running right now. I mean, it's been running for a long time. These breakouts are supposed to happen right away. So for the PRB over here, this has been running for over 10 minutes. That's way too long. And it's going to be tricky because the news is going to happen right here. There's no entry for us, no buy signal. The news candle is right here at 7 o'clock. And we'll see where this goes. Yeah, these breakouts are supposed to hit within like 1 or 2 candles. They're not supposed to be lasting for like 10, 20 minutes. So the fact that the PRB is still running is not exactly a good sign. Thanks, CJ. Yeah, price is stuck in between the sessions right here. It's an area of manipulation. This is why we typically don't like to trade around the sessions. And again, not really too much going on here. We got news coming up right here in the next candle. It's going to come up right about now. And there goes the news candle. So we got the news candle right here. News was news was still not loading. All right, so this level over here is no longer useful because we have a new low here. The news was negative. Okay. Negative and positive down here. See, Omar is asking, does anyone know why my NinjaTrader terminal shows my data is delayed? Mm, not sure. So if you look at your where does it show delayed, Omar? If you can take a screenshot of it, we can probably help you with that. Does it show like on your dashboard, like where your accounts are, or does it show somewhere else? Wait, so are you on NinjaTrader or are you on Tradeovate? I'm not sure. I don't use the NinjaTrader web portal. I only use the NinjaTrader desktop application, and then other people use the Tradeovate web. You probably want to use the Tradeovate web because I think that one's better if you're going to be on the web. If you're on the computer, if you're on a desktop application, then yeah, use the NinjaTrader. But if you're on the web, I would just use the Tradeovate one. I'm not sure. I've never used. I didn't even know they had one because everyone typically goes straight to Tradeovate. For multiple accounts, you have to use the desktop. You can't use the web trader. There's no copier for the web trader. Yeah, you have to use a desktop app because we use Replicano by Flowbots. So if you guys are wondering like what I use for the copier and stuff, just go over here to the FAQs. I put it on here already. So like my copier is right here, and the funding company, of course. Yeah, you could use a yeah, check that too. So Nicholas said if you're using the license that Apex gave you for NinjaTrader, because if you didn't follow the directions to set up NinjaTrader, okay, if you did, then that's fine. Yeah, because I've seen other people have issues with that too, where they didn't use the proper license and then the account's all screwed up. Like you can't even use the account anymore. You have to just buy your own license. Um, other than that, yeah, other than that, yeah, honestly, I wish I could help you, but I've never used the web trader, so I don't even know what it looks like. But yeah, if you're gonna use the web trader, Omar, then use Tradeovate. They have a built-in copier if you want to use that one. Yeah, I would if you want to use a copier, then for sure use a desktop version. And that should fix it. I don't see any issues on mine. All right, so there's no double body or double wicks here. I think the PRB already hit full TP. PRB full TP right here, guys. So if anybody caught the PRB, nice work. This was a really long trade, but it did hit full TP right there. So great work to whoever caught that PRB. Looking over here at our BB3 chart, there's still nothing here to take. Price is still going back and forth. There's no double body, double wicks anywhere, so there's nothing for us to really take there. There's no entries here for any regular scalps because there's no buy signal, so there's no retracement signal here yet. Looking over here at liquidity, price hasn't gone down to the next level yet, but that first level there obviously was already hit. Um, yeah, the next level here hasn't gotten hit yet. Next level is at 39,681. Price got close to it, but didn't actually come down and trigger it. Price again here is bouncing off the 1 hour support, pretty usual. There's no other zones here yet, at least not yet. Here, I'll draw another zone right here. So we can see if price respects this as the 1 hour support or the 1 minute support. All right. So there's nothing here again. We have a buy signal here that finally came up, but there's no double body, double wicks here. So this would not be our entry for the breakout B3, unfortunately. So again, we'll just keep following at 706 right now. The volatility is not super great. It's at 13. It's all right, but it's pretty low right now. So if you guys wanted to take, just a regular breakout B3 continuation, it would be this, but I mean, I personally wouldn't take it, of course, especially if there's no V1 confluence below it. All right, so it doesn't look like there'd be an entry there because that candle there, you can't really tell if it's green or red. And we're back in the range. So here's a clean chart. You guys can see it's pretty obvious over here where the range is at. I'm kind of surprised that there's no higher high here that's been established yet. I think if price does push up a bit higher, so price pushes up a little higher around this area up here, then we're going to get a higher high. Once we get that, I can draw another structure and we can see what the new range is at. All right. So here we go as price pushes up higher. Still no entries here yet for us. All right, looks like we're getting a double body right there. If this candle closes red, we'll get a double body here. And it looks like this might be the new range. Yeah, so this could be the new range right here if this higher high gets established. That's a messy market. You guys can see it's pretty obvious here. It's not really, not too much to work with here. So there's no double body there. This higher high might just get pushed up higher, so I'll just leave it alone for now. Yeah, Andrew said nice fake out to the bottom, followed by a fake out to the top watch. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking for that higher high. Once this higher high gets established, this is going to be like you can keep pushing up higher, but once it's actually established, that's going to be the range, and it's probably going to range back and forth, fake outs on both ends. Oscar's asking, would a sell be better with liquidity on the bottom? I wouldn't necessarily say better, but it's a confluence because we have opening price right here. So a buy would actually be better because you would want price to go back to opening price, right? But it goes both ways because price can come back down. That's a confluence, or price can push up to the next level of liquidity up here, which is also a confluence. So I wouldn't say better. I mean, it's a confluence, but there's a confluence for like any direction, really. There's just targets on both sides. So it doesn't really matter which direction price goes. Either way, the confluences work fine. It's just, you have one confluence there, like opening price, you have confluence down here for liquidity, then you add the other confluences. So you're like, okay, what else is next, right? You have a double body, that's a reversal pattern. That's going to be another confluence. You have momentum, another confluence, continuation, another confluence. And then your confluences just add up. And then again, right here, you can look at the pivots. Price is rejecting off the pivots, another confluence, right? Rejecting off the sessions. And the confluences just keep adding up. So like the more confluences you have, the odds of it hitting are very likely. So I wouldn't say a sell is necessarily better, but it could be. There's not going to be a sell here though, because there's no double body, double wick. So the structure here is starting to be established for the higher high. And you can see over here, price is now just ranging between this area. So again, like I said before, we don't like trading in ranges, but if the entry comes up, I mean, it's fine. But the range here is pretty obvious. So you can see over here, the PRV hit, but the range is still going on. It's not like anything here really changed. Here's our clean chart. Or not our clean chart, our main chart. And there's still nothing here either. Price just continues to straggle along. The ATR is at 13, so it's not super low. If the ATR gets below 12, then that's where you kind of want to be careful because the ATR is like really low at that point. There's another news event at 7:30, but it's pretty much irrelevant. It's low impact. Not really too much here for us to work with. Okay, that high got pushed up higher, so I'm going to take this off. Thought it was going to be established. The price came back down, but it's just pushing up higher here, which again is fine for us. Not a big deal. Omar is asking, don't know if you ever cross correlate with NASDAQ, but NASDAQ should have a decent sell off right now. Just rejected off the 1 hour supply. Yeah, NASDAQ and YM or US30, they don't correlate at all, Omar. NASDAQ is the top 100 tech stocks, and YM US30 is the top 30 stocks overall. So it's a basket of like all the different types of stocks. So NASDAQ is like completely different. So they don't correlate at all. The ones that correlate are S&P. S&P and US30, they're the same. It's just S&P has more stocks. It's the top 500. So it's a wide variety of like a basket of stocks, like the top 500 stocks. So it's like basically like the little brother of YM. So those two correlate, but NASDAQ is on its own. And you'll see that NASDAQ even moves during an Asia session. It just moves all day. It's kind of similar to like gold, how gold moves all day too. Let's see, Steve's asking, Sean, just curious, is that a V1 setup on the 5 minute? See. Um, well, I mean, personally, I wouldn't take this V1 setup because it's against the trend. It's like super against the trend, right? I would take a V1 setup if it was coming downwards, but not to the upside. I mean, you can take it. There's no like right or wrong way to trade it because you can see over here that the V1 patterns do work sometimes. Like for example, down here, there's a V1 pattern and it pushed up enough, depending on where your TP stop loss is at. I mean, you could probably got a small move right here, right? So just because I wouldn't take it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not an entry. It's a V1 pattern, but it's not an entry that I would take because the V1 typically you have to take in the direction of the trend. So, the foundation criteria of it, the double body is there and there's a pending momentum. But because the trend is downwards, I personally wouldn't have taken this here for a V1 pattern. Also, I think the candle's too big. Yeah, depending on how big your TP stop loss is, this candle is about 40 points. So typically, I think for the 5 minute, people trade 25. And there's just like a couple different different ways to identify it. Yeah, no, you're seeing the V1 pattern correctly. It's just that all the criteria isn't met there. But yeah, if you wanted to take it, I used to take V1s in both directions. They do work. I usually take them on the higher time frames though, like on the daily. On the daily time frame and the 4 hour time frames, the V1s they're pretty solid if you're trading on the higher time frames. But on the shorter time frames, it's kind of tricky because the volatility and the movement is just like a little too fast. Okay, so there's no entries here right now for the BB3. Again, volatility is getting lower and lower. It's currently at 12. All right. Yeah, so there's still no entry here. No setup. Today's another long day. Long day for the BB3. Now, let's take a look at the stats. So looking at the stats over here, we do have entries that come up pretty late sometimes. So we've had entries over here that came up at like 7:40, 7:24, 7:39. So we just gotta sit tight, guys. The entries here are there's gonna be some entries that come up like at 7:30. 7:30, 7:40 is like around the sweet spot. So between 7:25 and 7:40 is typically where the later entry would come up. And you can see over here from the timestamps. So looks like we're just gonna hang out for a bit. Wait for okay, so right here we're getting a double body rejection. This could be a possible opportunity. And that's a good thing about us having the data here. So like with us having the data here, we can see, okay, this is where the entries came up in the past. That's where we can probably look for the next entry. So that we're not just hanging around waiting for something that's not going to happen, right? There's actually there's a pretty good amount of times where the entry came up kind of late like that. So it's got to sit tight. Yeah, exactly. Nick said last week we had a late one. We sat on for a while. Yeah. I think we sat on like past 8. Super cold today for some reason. Should turn on the heater here in my office. All right, so we're getting price climbing back up higher. It looks like if price does continue to climb up higher, target price point is going to be the opening price here. I mean, price can easily just fake out. You know, price can just push up right here, go sideways, come back down. Or it could even get close to it, fake out, come back down. Yeah, Nick said reject off the sessions and opening price most likely. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's kind of where it can show up actually right there. Push up, fake out, come back down. Yeah, iPhone said it looks like most of the losses on the BB3 are before 6:45 a.m. Yeah, that's usually where the news is at. So good thing all the news is kind of done. We have some news here, but I mean it's low impact. So all the news here is pretty much done. The news here at 7 o'clock, we already had a reaction to it. So you can see over here the news was positive and negative. So news happened over here at 7 o'clock. You can see over here at the 7 o'clock candle, it came down slightly and then it corrected right back up. So hopefully we don't get caught in some manipulation. If you guys saw the entry from yesterday, so yesterday our loss, we literally just got caught in manipulation because I took a screenshot of it over here. Okay, so this is our loss from yesterday. It literally just hit our stop loss and then it came all the way back down for the rest of the day. So we just got screwed because of the news right here. You can see from that blue line. That's like kind of where the news was at. Price just shot up. It faked out right here and then it came all the way down and it just kept going down for the rest of the day. So I think yesterday's entry was good. It was just that the news pushed price up, right? We got caught in news. It happens sometimes. And that's kind of what messed up our position. But the trade from yesterday was actually a good trade. It would have played through if as long as it didn't like get this high. But it is what it is. You know, we can't do anything about it. We can't avoid news. Like I've talked to people about that, and people have asked me about that. If like, you know, maybe we should avoid news. The problem is like a lot of the entries come up around news time. So it's almost impossible for us to avoid news because every day we trade during New York session, news is always happening. So we just got to eat the losses when they come by and eat the wins when they come by as well, because it just happens and it's not something that we can like easily avoid. Because the thing is, if we like wait for news reaction to happen, then we just might miss a trade entirely. So once we have enough data, we'll be able to make some changes. But right now, we just don't have enough data to determine that. right, so price is pushing up. Omar said London session. I mean, you could probably trade NASDAQ during London session, but this doesn't move during London, so we wouldn't be able to trade YM during that time. It'd be a little too slow. Yeah, if you want to trade London, NASDAQ moves and gold moves. So those are like the two main ones during those time periods. I mean, I wouldn't, of course, but I've seen other people do it and it works well. I've seen a lot of people use the same strategy for NASDAQ during London or during any other time really. And it works fine. I just don't like NASDAQ because it's calculated differently. Like the points are worth less or more. And I'd have to do some research on to figure out what the TP stop loss would be for that one. All right, guys. So it looks like we're going to sit tight again for a little longer. Probably past news here. There's no double body, double wick. Price is literally going sideways right here. This higher high here hasn't been established yet. So until it's been established, I'm not going to draw a structure there. But once we have that structure there, I'll mark it up and then we'll have it on the clean chart. It probably is CC. I wouldn't be surprised. Omar's asking, I was going to ask you, I know it's dependent on market conditions, but how long have we been using the BB3? How long do you think we will continue to use it for? We've been using it for a couple months now. Been using it for a couple months, and I plan on continuing to use it for like the rest of the year. So, I mean, there's going to be small adjustments that will be made to it, like TP stop loss will be adjusted, maybe different confluence, but for the most part, it's going to be the same. It's just going to be the same strategy. We've been following it for a couple, like more than a couple of months, though. I introduced the BB3 like last year, I think, and it's been working. Because the thing with the BB3 is that it works well for the type of strategy that we're applying it for. So since we only trade for the first hour and a half of the market, the conditions are always going to be very similar. They're going to be very volatile. Some days like this, they're going to be slow, but for the most part, they're going to be pretty much the same. So I think the BB3 is a year-round strategy. The only thing that needs to be changed is maybe take or to add or remove a confluence or, because like in some situations, you might not even need the reversal because you can see over here that sometimes like these BB3s will come up and you don't really need the V1. The V1 is just an extra confluence. So we can add or remove a confluence. And then if the market gets slow, like during the summer, these are like summer conditions right here, guys. So this is kind of preparing us for summer. We would just adjust the TP stop loss. So instead of using like say a 25-25, we would use maybe like a 20-20 or maybe even a 15-15, right? Something smaller. But yeah, we won't really know until that time comes and until we have more data. Because for the BV3, we haven't had very many losses. So like we don't really know what's changed yet, right? For this whole month, we've only had 4 losses, 13 wins, 14 and 4 losses. Last month we had like mostly wins. So we don't really have data here to understand, okay, what needs to be changed. But once we do, obviously changes will be made. It's like one of those types of strategies that you just keep using and you just fine tune. Not really many changes need to be made to it. All right, so price is currently right next to the session. It's not there yet, but it's close to it. Yeah, no, I agree, Omar. Me too. That's exactly what I like too. And I like that it's a once-a-day strategy because now that it's a once-a-day strategy that I'm personally applying, it's easy for me to control my risk. Because when you're trading multiple scalps, it's hard to control your risk. You can easily go into like some massive drawdown and not get your way back up. But with this, it's like I already calculated my risk. I know what the probabilities are. So as long as my risk makes sense with regard to probabilities, I should be fine, right? All right, so we have a double body right here. And we got price coming back down. I'm fine with it consolidating up here a little bit. If it pushes up higher, obviously it's going to create a new high. But if it just consolidates right here and then it decides to come down finally, that's fine too. We're now looking for a sell signal. Once we get that sell signal, we will look for opportunity for entry. But again, guys, there's only 2 entries or about 3 entries that came up today. So we had liquidity here that hit full TP. We had the PRB over here that hit full TP. We had the pivot scalp, momentum scalp over here hit full TP. Not one I would take, but nonetheless an entry. And again, right here, we're looking for the BB3. I mean, it's really just a waiting game. All right, so it is 7:27, getting closer to news. Yeah, no, definitely, Omar, 100%. Once you get max funded, it's big. It's a big game changer. Because then you only really need to like have like for me, my main goal is to have like one net winning win a week. One net win a week is pretty good. Um, if you have 20 accounts. All right, so we have a pending sell signal right here, guys. We've got about 20 seconds left on the candle. It's got a lot of time left, but see if this ends up coming down. All right. So there is what's one net, Jacob? Look at that. One net. And I'm not sure what one net is. I looked it up. There's so many different one net things here on Google. One net database. All right, so that's pretty much been validated. No longer opportunity there, which is fine. So that higher high is pushing up higher. Price is now pushing past the sessions. This might be another fake out. It's just like price came up, came back down, another fake out, come back down, etc. Kind of a big push right there to the upside too. All right, so it looks like we might get another double body right here. No biggie. Check CNBC real quick, no updates. And you guys see how much money Trump made off his new app, Trump Media? I mean, it was expected. I feel like it's all a circus, right? Politics is all a circus. Trump just pretty much, so they delayed his trial. They let him set this up, and now he's going to be able to pay his debt. Because yeah, like right here, the company share appeal score decreased from 454 million to 175. He's easily going to have that much to pay off with that app. So let's see, Trump for 20, Trump for president. Yeah, this year's going to be pretty crazy when he starts campaigning. It's going to be, we got the double wick right here, guys. Perfect. So we got the news candle right here. We also have a double wick. It's low impact, but I'll mark it up anyways. All right, so we got the double wick. We got news candle right here. Let me pull up the news real quick. Update this. 7:30. The news has not come up yet. All right, so the news was positive. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's low impact. Not really expecting much from it. But we do have the double wick rejection right there. And now we wait. So price is now having trouble getting past the sessions, which was expected. We already knew that was probably going to happen there. Let's see if it just consolidates right here for a bit and then finally comes back down. So we're mainly just looking for a sell signal. If we get the sell signal there, which it looks like it might be getting. See, I don't like when the candles are too big like this, because when the candles are too big like this just causes even more manipulation in the market. I would have been fine if it was like a half candle, but it's just a little too big. Let's see if people bite. Yeah, that big candle right there. So usually, if you see a big candle like that, people start to hop on and bandwagon. So we'll see people bite. Retail sentiment right now is currently 68% short. That indicates that 68% of retail traders are currently selling right now. Not a huge number, but decent amount. So that sell signal there did not close. We have another pending signal here. And we're getting a double body on the bottom side now. All right, so we'll see what goes on with this. It's now just consolidating again within this small area. It wouldn't matter if we have this bottom one, because until we get a sell signal, we're not going to be able to take any buys here. So we need to get a sell signal here before we can even bother to look for any buys. All right, so price is now consolidating. You guys can see how tight this consolidation zone is. Another pending signal there. Got 40 seconds left. It's a lot of time, guys. So I don't really bother only focusing on it until like the last 10 seconds, because this candle could easily just disappear, as you guys have seen this entire day. It's kind of been happening all day today. Pending signal disappears, nothing happens. Pending signal reappears, and then ends up closing at the last second. So we got 15 seconds left on this candle. 7:33 right now. Still got like 30 minutes left. And no momentum. Another pending signal again, I bet. So if this candle comes below this candle here, we're going to get another pending signal. You can see how it's kind of just sitting up there. Not really too much going on. I feel like this has kind of been like the most boring market for the past couple of weeks now. These past 2 weeks have been like very, very similar. A lot of consolidation, a lot of ranging. Not too much to work with. All right, here is our clean chart. I'll just leave it as is and I'll mark it up a little later. Let's see. Maria's asking, with the new high low, is that BV3 invalid? I mean, if there's a new high here that closes, it hasn't closed yet, but yeah, when it closes, it's going to invalidate this one. So this one here will be invalidated, and this one here would be the new one. But I mean, who knows? We might get another double body here. They just keep coming up, right? It's like double body, double body. But you guys can see the consolidation here. It's super obvious where we're currently at. Yeah, so this high low here is now invalidated. There's no longer a high low up there. All right, so again, we are just waiting. So if a sell signal comes up right here, I'm actually hoping the sell signal comes up so that we can start looking for a possible buy. Um, yeah, there's no double body here. Yeah, exactly. Rashida said we had a good beginning of March though, so that was good. Yeah, I mean, if you guys think about it, we had such a good opening to March that like if these losses were kind of scattered throughout the month, because typically what I'm expecting is like two losses, two wins, three wins and two losses per week, right? So we had a bunch of wins over here. So like basically I was expecting maybe win, loss, win, loss, win, net win, 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 loss, win, loss, win, net win, one, and then again, same thing. So if you like do the calculations here, technically this is a balanced month. Like we had a bunch of wins in the beginning, but if you like push these losses back to like where we had the wins, it's a pretty balanced month because we had like I said before, my goal is to have one net win a month. I mean not a month, sorry, one net win a week, right? Because so like I was saying, and I'll do the math again right here. So for me, I'm the basic contract size would be a 10 contract, right? So 10 times 5 times 25. So if you're doing a basic 10 contract, you make 1,250. So this is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm looking to have just this once a week, right? If I could do this once a week times 4, that's 5,000 a month, right? Times 20, that's 100,000 a month. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with making 100,000 in profit a month because why not, right? And then you pretty much keep like 100% of it, like the first X amount of money of payouts, you keep 100% of it. So like first couple of months, you'll keep 100K every single month. And if we can do this consistently, that's that's the goal here. The goal here is to be consistent, right? It's not to make 100,000 one day and then lose 100,000 the next day. The goal here is to make consistent profits every single month. So that by the end of the year, so if I do just one trade a week, or if I do one net win a week every month, uh, this right here times 12, that's 1.2 million in a year. So I'm perfectly fine with that. We've already made a lot of profit for this month so far. So I'm still like net positive across my accounts. And now I'm just kind of just sitting tight and waiting for it to continue. Let's see. Yeah, Omar said, I believe you only keep 100% of the first 10K or 20K. You do that, but it's per account, Omar. So if you're doing 5,000 a month per account, you're getting the full 100K for like 3 months because it's 20K times 20, right? So 20,000 times 20. So you're keeping like the first 400,000 is going to be automatic, is like directly to you. It's not in total, it's per account. 25K. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's 25K per account. So 25,000 per account times 20 accounts. So basically the first 500,000 is going to go directly to you, no split. And then after that, you're still going to have like, say, for example, you have another, I don't know, 700,000 profit, right? Times 90, you still keep 630%. So that's like another million in your pocket. So yeah, I'll take those odds. That's why for me, my main focus is Apex. I have like other copiers on my other prop firms on my copier, but I don't necessarily need them as as my main. Like I don't think Apex can be beat. Like Apex is the number one prop firm right now with payouts, the consistency, everything lines up. I think the only thing that kind of sucks, like a lot of people are going to hate on it for, is the fact that you have to trade 10 days between payouts. So if you don't trade 10 days, which shouldn't be a problem for us because we're taking the breakout B3 every day, as long as you trade 10 days a week, I mean, you're perfectly fine. Or not a week, 10 trades in between each payout. So if you do 10 trades between each payout, you'll be able to get a payout every 2 weeks. which is what we'll do because every 2 weeks is 5 days. Take a break out every single day. That's 10 trades. All right, so we have another double body right here, guys. Price finally got above the opening price. Looks like price might fake out right here. So price pushed up. Looks like it's a fake out area. It might come back down from here. Or I mean, who knows? Price can continue climbing. I don't know. We really don't know. Because the sell signal here still hasn't come up. So it's kind of annoying that the sell signal hasn't come up yet. But we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, HP is asking, where does it say that there's a max payout per year? I don't think that was the thing, HP, because I couldn't find it either. And I talked to Maddie and he said he's never heard of that either. So I don't think there is a max payout, which is a good thing for us. Personally, I don't think there's a max payout because I've seen a guy in the group, I don't know if you guys are part of the Apex like Discord, but I'm in a special group with them because I have like when you're like one of the top people in Apex, they kind of put you in a group and you have like a special role. You can talk to certain people. And there's a guy who requested a payout for like 900,000. Like he requested a crazy payout. And I was like, damn, if this guy requested that much payout, like there can't be a cap. It's impossible for there to be a cap because and he got approved for his payout. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to that point. Once we cross that bridge, right? All right, price is still pushing up higher. So again, at this point, there's no double body. Yeah, exactly. Nick said, yeah, I think that was his only payout for the year. Yeah, and I agree too. I'm shocked that he would do something like that because that's kind of crazy to take. He probably had to work out the consistency rule because there is a consistency rule too, where you guys can't be making like more than 30% in a single day, which is not going to be a problem for us because we we take the same amount of risk every single day, so it's not going to make a big difference. But for someone like that, if you make like a huge profit one day, you kind of have to balance it out over a period of time. Oh, did you, Nick? Where did you see the interview? I was curious. Yeah, because I'm in the group with that guy. So I mean, I have a screenshot of it because we're in a special group on yeah, I forget where it was. All right, we got another double body right there. But yeah, after I saw that payout, I was like, man, this for sure is legit, of course. All right, so we got price coming down right here. See if we finally get that sell signal. I'm not sure if his name is Vince. He's Let me see if I can find it here. I think he blacked out his name. All right. So I'm looking for that sell signal, which we don't have yet. And I don't know what I did with that screenshot. I'll look for it later and I'll show you guys. But yeah, we're still looking for this entry. So we're looking for that sell signal, which we don't have yet. Volatility is super low. So I don't know if this is the same guy that you're talking about, Nicholas, because this payout was requested like, unless the interview was like really recent, but yeah, because we're like in a special group on Apex. Let me show you. Yeah. So this was in March. I think this is a different guy, Nicholas. He got a payout request for 985,144. He was on a 50K count too, but this guy he requested it like the last cycle. Because we're in a group, so like whenever they get a payout, we just kind of share payouts that we get. And you can see over here, this guy got paid out 985,000. So that's good news to us because that shows that they're actually paying out. Um, and we can look forward to those payouts when we get to that point. But yeah, that's like some proof right there. Like if you're on the Apex Discord, we typically have like a diamond next to our name. Who's Michael? CC. I don't think it's Michael. The owner? No, his name's not. I don't think his name's Michael. He goes by something else. Yeah, I'm not sure. You might be in that group too. No, not 1.2. I just showed the screenshot right here. It's 900. Yeah, it was like 985, not 1.2. I'm not sure who's on the yeah, I'm not sure who Michael is. I mean, there's so many people who are on there that it's crazy how many moderators they have on that group. But like not all of them are like super good. They're just kind of just there. Um yeah, I don't even know how they choose moderators. I saw that they just kind of choose you if you're active on the group. All right, so the sell signal never came up, guys. We're still waiting for it. It's still pending. It's 7:50 right now, so it's getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. I mean, we might not even have an entry today. Kind of surprising, but see. All right. Let me see if we had any entries that came up this late before. I mean, we're pretty late into the session. We had one entry that came up. No, I don't think we've ever had an entry that came up this late before. The latest one was like 7:40. There's no double body, double wick here. So price is past the 1 minute, this level over here. All right, so we're obviously not going to use this anymore. This is no longer useful. We're not going to get a sell. ATR is super low. It's currently at 11. Well, I mean, good news, all the other entries have hit today, so that's a good thing. Liquidity here has gotten hit already. So we, again, review of like all the trades that came up today. Liquidity got hit, PRB got hit, full TP. The pivot scalp down here got hit. The only entry that we've been waiting for today is this BB3, but it hasn't even come up yet. So it's not looking like we're going to get any trades here, or we might. We'll see if this comes back down. So if this comes back down from where it's currently at, and this is a red candle, this could be a double body. Yeah, as we get closer and closer to 8, it's not looking like it, which is fine. I'd rather have no trades than have a loss today anyway, so not really a big deal. All right, we got a couple minutes left as we get closer and closer to 7:55, 7:57. As we get closer to 8 o'clock, like the last few minutes, I'm just going to wrap it up. I'm not going to force anything here, of course, but if the trade does come up, then, it's fine. Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. Let's see, Vince is asking, is that a confluence V1 at 7:53? This one right here, Vince, the one that I marked up. Yeah, well, it's a double body, so that's a V1 pattern right there that we're looking for. Now we just gotta wait. See if we get that sell signal. I mean, price looks like it's attempting to come down. It's just having trouble getting down because the volatility is so low. The ATR is now below 10, guys, so it's super, super low right now. I don't think we're gonna get a momentum. It's just way too low. Unless we get an increase in volatility right now, we get closer to 8. I'm gonna check CNBC real quick. Let's see if there's any news here. Anything that could really push price, because that's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for a catalyst here, but there's no catalysts that are really around. Sentiment's still the same. CNBC hasn't reported anything like the past hour. Yeah, CNBC just hasn't reported anything. It's crazy. All right, ATR is back to 9. This candle's not even moving. You guys can see the candle. The candle is kind of just like frozen. All right, so the zone there is no longer useful. And I think today's like the first day there hasn't been a BV3 in a long time. It's been BV3s every single day. Yeah, CJ said if one does come up, we'll be in this trade forever with this ATR. Yeah, Nick said this is the first day the BV3 hasn't come up in over like 2.5 months. It's kind of hectic. This wouldn't even be considered a V1 pattern, guys. This right here is just, I mean, it looks like a double body, but it really isn't because this candle is supposed to be a bit higher. When it's green and it closes green like that, it's supposed to be staggered, not on the same level. Omar's asking, are we getting close to their lunch? No, they're actually barely going on lunch or like thinking about going on lunch. It's like 8 o'clock, so 9, 10, 11. It's 11 o'clock. People don't go on lunch until like 11:30, 12. So like in 2 hours, yeah, people will be coming back from lunch, but they'll be going to lunch like maybe in an hour or so. That's why I always tell you guys, like when you get off a live session, there's no point in trading between like 8 and 10, right? Because that's when people are on lunch. Um, and then come back around 11, that's when the market starts to pick up again. Yeah, that's why there's kind of no point to trade right now because a lot of people are just not trading. But I mean, either way, the volatility wasn't very high this morning. So you can see over here from like 6:30 up until now, the volatility was pretty low. I mean, it came down a little bit, came up a little bit, but not really. All right, guys, it's 7:57 right now. Even if we were to get a double body or double wick at any point right now, there's not going to be any entries from now until 8 o'clock. So other than that, I think we're going to wrap this up for the day. So unfortunately, no official trades on my end. I only took the BB3, so there's nothing that I could have taken. However, the PRB here did hit full TP. I think some of you guys here did take that. And then also liquidity over here at full TP. And then lastly, the pivot scalp over here hit full TP as well with the momentum scalp. But you guys can see there hasn't really been much, like there's only been two momentum signals for the entire live session, which I think is pretty crazy. Uh, typically you get a lot of back and forth. Price started to trend over here, but it's not really useful for us because we never got our setup. So yeah, other than that, let's see. Let's see. iPhone is asking, hey, Sean, you mentioned you use the V1s at higher time frames. Just wondering what do you use for TP stop loss? How do you calculate TP stop loss? I base it off the ATR. So whatever the ATR is, that's typically where I place my TP stop loss. Or you can use a trailing stop loss indicator as well. That also works. It just depends on how you want to apply it. If you're going to swing trade it, obviously trailing stop indicator would probably work best. But if you're just going to look for a one-to-one or even like a higher risk reward, you can just use the ATR. So for me, I typically just do one-to-ones because I like to set and forget, let the trade run. Um, and that's kind of like how I let them run for the most part. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for right now. Gotcha. Thanks, Leia, for letting me know. Yeah, no, you're fine. Now, if you guys are logging in through like multiple different logins, just let me know. And then if you're getting flagged, I'll let the support team know that that's you. Because we do have moderators that are just watching people go in and out of the room because so I had to upgrade our meeting room. Our meeting room was capped at 100, and for some reason there's like more than 100 people getting on the meeting. So I was like, what the fuck? So the support people have been like watching people go in and out of the room um, to see who's here and who shouldn't be, right? So I think you're fine. Like, thanks for letting me know. But if you guys are doing like multiple logins, just let me know and then I'll let the support team know so that they don't flag your account. Because every day, like once I get off this live session, they're gonna send me a list of people who are flagged that are like maybe shouldn't be in here. And then if your name keeps coming up, obviously it's gonna be questionable. But I'll usually reach out to you before anything happens. So I'll reach out to you and then it's usually linked to like a certain account. But all right, guys, other than that, I think this is it for now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. For you, William, if you guys are using the same name, it's fine. It's going to link to the same account anyways. But all right, so if there's any questions, reach out, guys. Otherwise, no official trades today, unfortunately. We'll come back tomorrow fresh, and hopefully we'll bounce back with some entries for tomorrow. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the next